There are moments in a woman's life when she feels a spark, a connection so deep it almost feels like fate. And yet, most men never understand what caused that attraction. It's not your words, your gestures, or even your grand gestures. It's something much more subtle, hidden in the way you move, the way you touch. What if I told you that there are 7 specific touches that trigger a woman's attraction without her even realizing why? These aren't obvious gestures, no grand romantic moves. These are the secrets no one talks about, yet they're the ones that make her heart skip a beat. But here's the catch. If you don't know the hidden meanings behind these touches, you might be unknowingly making her retreat. Let's uncover them together. For years, you've probably been told that a grand gesture will win her over. The expensive dates, the perfect compliments, the flashy gifts. The truth is, while these things may impress in the short term, they don't build lasting attraction. They miss the deeper layers of connection that trigger emotional and physical attraction. So what's missing? It's the subtle touches, the ones that don't scream for attention but speak to her nervous system, telling her she can trust you, that you're present, and that she's safe with you. These touches, when done right, trigger something profound within her, something that can't be faked. This is the real key to her attraction. Let me show you how to get it right. Research from the University of California found that physical touch activates the brain's oxytocin receptors, creating an immediate sense of comfort and connection. Dr. Ruth Feldman, a leading expert in neuropsychology, explains that oxytocin is often called the bonding hormone. It plays a crucial role in how we connect to others, especially in romantic relationships. But the touch has to be right. It has to feel natural and intentional. And if you don't understand the science behind it, you risk triggering the wrong response. That's why I'm here to explain these touches in a way that combines both the science of attraction and the emotional intelligence that makes you the man she's drawn to. Now, let's focus on the mature woman, the woman who has seen enough, who's learned from heartbreak, and who knows exactly what she wants. She's self-sufficient, emotionally intelligent, and cautious with who she lets into her world. But here's the thing. While she may seem distant, her emotional vulnerability is only reserved for someone who knows how to access it. Have you ever noticed how she'll hold back, even when you think you're doing everything right? Have you ever felt that wall between you, the one she's carefully constructed after years of emotional missteps? To connect with her, you need to understand the subtle, quiet cues, those hidden touches that speak louder than words. Let's go deeper into her world and find out what really works. Now, some of these touches may seem deceptively simple, like nothing more than a casual movement or gesture. But this is where most men make the mistake. They underestimate how profoundly small touches can impact attraction. In fact, some of the most effective touches are so subtle that they go unnoticed. So stay with me, because the most important touch I'm about to reveal is one that's clinically proven by relationship expert changer. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. This touch is all about positioning. When you gently touch her shoulder while speaking to her, it activates areas of the brain associated with safety and trust. A study from the University of Colorado found that light, non-invasive touch, like a shoulder tap or brief hand on the shoulder, engages the body's parasympathetic nervous system, sending signals that you're a safe presence. To her, this simple touch says, "I'm here for you." It creates a feeling of emotional closeness without overwhelming her. She doesn't have to make the first move because you've subtly let her know that you're confident and grounded. For the mature woman, this touch is a key to unlocking trust. She's built walls over the years, and every gesture that feels safe, rather than intrusive, shows her that you're someone she can let in. It's an invitation to let down her guard. Avoid overdoing it. A touch that's too frequent or forceful will trigger discomfort, not attraction. Timing is everything. Lightly grazing her elbow during a conversation taps into the brain's empathy centers. A 2014 study by the University of Amsterdam found that casual touch in non-sexual contexts can increase feelings of connectedness and understanding. The gesture is natural, often unconscious, but its effect is powerful. This touch tells her that you're not only listening, but that you're truly present. It's a connection that happens without words, a silent acknowledgement that you understand her without needing to speak. For a woman who's been through enough, this touch isn't about flirtation. It's about genuine presence. It's about saying, "I'm here and I'm paying attention." It helps her feel heard, seen, and respected. Be mindful of the moment. Overuse or misplaced gestures can seem too eager. Keep it casual and brief. The small of her back is a vulnerable area, and when touched gently, it creates an immediate sense of security and intimacy. Studies on touch from the University of London reveal that gentle contact in this region activates dopamine production, enhancing pleasure and emotional attachment. This touch is intimate but subtle. It communicates a sense of leadership and care, and it tells her that you're not afraid to be close without pushing her boundaries. It's a powerful gesture that holds emotional weight. For a woman who's experienced emotional betrayal, this gesture is a subtle invitation to relax into the moment, knowing you won't push her past what she's comfortable with. It must be done with care. A too strong or too soft touch can feel invasive. Keep the pressure gentle and affirming. Holding hands is a classic, but the act of intertwining fingers is deeply rooted in attachment theory. A study from the University of California, Berkeley, found that intertwining fingers releases oxytocin, the bonding hormone, and significantly strengthens emotional attachment. When you intertwine your fingers with hers, it's more than just a physical connection. It's a moment of vulnerability, an invitation to be emotionally linked. It communicates deep trust and a willingness to be connected in a meaningful way. For a mature woman who's been through emotional pain, this touch signals safety and emotional grounding. She's been independent for so long, but now she feels a shift, a sense that she can trust someone else to hold her hand, emotionally and physically. It's important not to force the moment. Let it happen naturally and in the right context. Now, I know what you might be thinking. These touches all sound like small, insignificant things. But let me tell you something important. The mature woman responds differently to these gestures than younger women. It's not about flashy moves or grand declarations. It's about creating emotional security. The older she gets, the more she values authenticity over showiness. So keep that in mind as we go deeper. We're getting closer to the real heart of this. The next touch I'll share with you is something so subtle that it often gets overlooked, yet it can be the key to shifting her emotional world. Imagine her standing in front of you, feeling your calm presence in a world that's often chaotic. That's the kind of impact these touches have. They don't just attract her, they help her feel safer in a space where she's always had to hold her own. This subtle gesture happens when you brush your thumb gently across her wrist or hand during a casual interaction. While it's almost imperceptible, it creates a feeling of warmth and comfort. Neuroscientific studies show that even light touch on the skin can activate the sensory cortex, triggering emotional warmth and feelings of connection. To her, this simple gesture conveys care, affection, and reassurance. It's not about passion. It's about showing that you're paying attention to her in an intimate, gentle way. This is especially meaningful to a mature woman who has learned that affection isn't always guaranteed. She's been through enough emotional turmoil to know that trust must be earned. But this touch, it lets her know you're not rushing her. You're not asking for anything. You're just present. And that's everything. This one is particularly powerful in a quiet, intimate moment. If you're close enough, running your hand lightly down her arm or along her back can have a profound effect. The slow, deliberate movement signals emotional investment, warmth, and a willingness to connect at a deeper level. According to studies on touch, this motion activates the brain's reward system, releasing dopamine and strengthening emotional bonds. To her, this is a signal that you're not rushing things, that you want to take your time and explore the emotional depths between you. It tells her that you're present, not just physically, but emotionally as well. For a woman who's been through enough, this is a touch that signals security and trust. She's not used to someone showing that level of care without an agenda. This one is intimate and powerful. A light brush across her cheek or a gentle touch to the side of her face creates a sense of closeness and tenderness. It's a subtle way of showing admiration without being overwhelming. Research shows that facial touch activates brain regions associated with intimacy and affection. For the mature woman, this touch is almost sacred. It's an unspoken expression of warmth, a way to show that she's worthy of love and affection without the need for words. This touch is especially meaningful because it feels personal. It's the kind of gesture that makes her feel like you see her, truly see her, beyond the surface. You see, these touches don't require you to be anyone other than yourself. You don't need wealth, status, or an elaborate approach. All you need is emotional presence and the confidence to be genuine in these moments. This is the real power in attraction, the power to be the man who creates safety and trust, not just with grand gestures, but with subtle, meaningful touches. And here's the best part. Once you understand this, you're never going to struggle with attraction again.